Two gas stations, same corner. The name brand on the left wants $3.79 a gallon. The no name across the street wants $3.19, 60 cents apart. Here's what nobody at either pump will tell you. The same tanker truck filled both of those underground tanks. Same refinery, same pipeline, same terminal. The raw gasoline going into your engine is molecule for molecule identical. So the logo you trust and the logo you avoid are pouring the exact same fuel. That's the part they count on you never learning. But there is one real difference. It's not the brand. It's a certification most drivers have never heard of. And the strange thing is this. Some discount warehouse clubs quietly meet it, while a few famous names on big highway signs do not. I've stood at a fuel terminal at 5 in the morning and watched a shiny branded tanker and a plain white unbranded tanker fill from the same pipe, 30 seconds apart, same rack, same hose. The only thing that changed between them was a small measured squirt of additive. So today I'm giving you the 3 checks that tell a gasoline goldmine from a gasoline gamble, and I'm walking you through 7 brands and pump choices I'd tell my own family to never buy, plus 3 that are genuinely worth your money. And every bit of this applies to the exact car sitting in your driveway right now, whether it's a paid-off commuter or a truck with 200,000 miles on it. Let me start with the most expensive habit in America, and it's not even a brand. It's a button. Most people think premium gasoline is better gasoline, that if it costs more, it must be doing something good under the hood. What's actually happening is the opposite. Premium fuel is not higher quality. It is not cleaner. It does not have more energy. The only thing a higher octane number means is that the fuel resists igniting too early under high pressure. That's it. That's the whole story. Your engine was built for a specific octane. Open your owner's manual. If it says regular is recommended, then premium does absolutely nothing for you except empty your wallet faster. And the gap is brutal. In a lot of markets, premium runs 60 to 80 cents more per gallon than regular right now. On a 15-gallon fill, that's roughly $10 you set on fire for zero benefit every single tank. Watch this number, because it stopped me cold the first time I saw it. An analysis by AAA found American drivers wasted more than $2 billion in a single year buying premium fuel for cars that were designed to run on regular $2 billion poured into engines that couldn't use a drop of it. Here's the one exception, and I'll be straight with you, because a downgrade that hurts your engine is never a saving. If your manual uses the word required, not recommended, for premium, then you buy premium. Turbocharged and high compression engines need it, and skimping there can cause real knock and real damage. Required means required. Recommended means optional. Learn which word is in your book, and you may never touch that expensive button again. But octane is only half the trap, because even when you buy the right grade, the station itself can be quietly feeding your engine junk. And that brings me to the corner store you drive past every day. Number 2, the unbranded generic station, the little independent with the hand-painted price sign and no famous logo. People assume all gas is the same, so they chase the cheapest sign on the block. And remember what I told you, the base fuel really often is the same, straight out of a shared terminal. So why would I tell you to be careful here? Because of what does not get added. Back in the mid-1990s, the federal government set a minimum amount of detergent that every gallon of gas has to contain. Minimum, the floor. A cheap independent buying the cheapest additive package is meeting that floor and not one drop more. In 2004, a group of the world's biggest automakers, companies like BMW, General Motors, Honda, and Toyota, decided that federal floor was not good enough to keep modern engines clean. So they created their own tougher standard and called it top tier. To earn it, a fuel has to carry far more detergent than the law demands in every grade, at every pump. Now here's the number that should change how you fuel up forever. AAA ran a lab test comparing top-tier gasoline against gas that only met the minimum. After the equivalent of about 4,000 miles, the engines running the cheap minimum fuel had 19 times more carbon deposits on the intake valves and injectors. 19 times. That's gunk that causes rough idle, lost power, and check engine lights that end with a repair bill. And the cost to avoid all that, AAA pegged top-tier gas at roughly 3 cents more per gallon on average. 3 cents to protect a several $1,000 engine. So my verdict on the Mystery Independent is simple. If it's genuinely top tier, buy it and save. If it's a no-name meeting only the federal floor, that low sign is bait and your intake valves pay the difference, which raises the obvious question. How do you tell them apart? Hold that thought, because there's a warehouse club version of this exact trap that catches millions of smart shoppers. Number 3, Sam's Club fuel. And I want to be careful and fair here, because this one surprises people who consider themselves savvy. Sam's Club is a Walmart company. The prices are sharp, the lines move, and members fill up there by the millions, assuming a big respected retailer must be selling premium grade fuel. But being cheap and being top tier are two different things. When I last checked the official top tier registry, Sam's Club fuel was not on the list, while its biggest rival warehouse club was. I'll name that rival later, because it's one of my 3 worth it picks. And the contrast is the whole lesson. Here's the thing that matters for you. I'm not telling you Sam's Club fuel will wreck your engine tomorrow. I'm telling you that if you're paying a membership fee partly to save at the pump, you should at least know whether the fuel clears the tougher detergent bar or just the federal minimum. Because if 2 clubs charge nearly the same and only one is top tier, the choice makes itself. Don't assume the badge. Check the list. I'll show you exactly how in a minute. Before I go further, one honest word about how I run this. No brand pays me. There are no sponsors reading over my shoulder. No gas company slipping me anything. Every name on this list earned its spot or got called out by surviving the same 3 checks, and that's the only reason I can tell you a warehouse club beats a national chain without flinching, if that kind of straight talk is what you want more of. Subscribing costs you nothing and keeps it coming. Now let me reopen those 3 checks, because the next brand is one you might have in your tank right now. Picture it. You're standing at the pump, squinting at a name on the sign, doing the same guesswork on octane and detergent that this video just cracked open for you, hoping the logo is looking out for you. It shouldn't be a guess. That's exactly what the author built. The complete driver system to end. The sticker shock volume shows you how dealers and shops profit off your uncertainty, and the deep drive volume names names and runs the real numbers, so you stop overpaying on the fuel, oil, batteries, and tires you buy anyway. And the Smart Driver's Playbook hands you side-by-side decision templates you can fill in and take to the store, plus a 30, 60, 90-day plan to audit every maintenance cost on the exact car in your driveway. Here's a check you can run for free tonight, and it's the heart of everything I just told you. Pull that public top tier list up on your phone and look up the 3 stations you actually use. See with your own eyes which ones clear the tougher detergent bar and which ones are only meeting the federal floor. That one check proves the whole framework works before you spend a dime. The fastest way to get the books is to scan the QR code right there on your screen, or go to the link in the description or the pinned comment. And this isn't a someday thing, because you're going to buy fuel this week no matter what. So knowing this pays you back on the very next tank. Now let me reopen those 3 checks, because the next brand is one you might have in your tank right now. Number 4, 7-Eleven's own brand gasoline. This one's a great example of how confusing ownership can get and how the sign out front doesn't tell you what's in the tank. In 2021, 7-Eleven's parent company bought the Speedway chain for around $21 billion, one of the biggest fuel retail deals in years. So suddenly the same company sits behind a whole lot of pumps in your town. But the fuel sold under the plain 7-Eleven name has historically not carried the top tier certification the way several of the bigger dedicated fuel brands do. Most people think a convenience giant that huge must have the best fuel program going. What's actually happening is that a convenience company's core business is the coffee, the snacks, the drinks inside. The gas out front is a traffic magnet, and the additive package reflects that priority. So I'm not screaming that it's poison. I'm saying if you've got a genuine top tier station within a mile, That's where I'd send my own truck, and I'd only lean on the convenience brand pump when it's the option in front of me on empty. Convenience is worth something. It's just not worth trading your injectors for tank after tank for years. Number 5, Casey's, huge across the Midwest, beloved for the pizza, and that's not a joke. The pizza genuinely built the brand. But again, a great store does not automatically mean a top-tier fuel program. And last I checked the certified list, the plain Casey's fuel wasn't on it. Here's where I want to be honest about the flip side, because I promised you I would be Casey's in a busy town is selling enormous volumes of fuel. High volume means fresh fuel, and fresh fuel matters more than most drivers realize. So a jam-packed Casey's may actually treat your engine better than a dead, dusty, top-tier station where the gas has been sitting in the tank for weeks. Freshness is real, which is exactly why my checks aren't just about the logo, they're about the whole picture. And that picture is where I lose the most money for people who skip it. So let me hand you the checks right now. Here is the framework. 3 checks, and you can run all of them this week with nothing but your phone and your glove box. Check 1. Is it top tier? There is a free public list of every fuel brand that carries the top tier certification. Pull it up on your phone one time and screenshot it. If your station is on it, you're getting the heavy detergent package that keeps deposits down by that 19-to-1 margin. If it's not on the list, you're rolling the dice on the federal minimum. Get this wrong, and you're slowly caking your intake valves for years while telling yourself you saved a nickel. Check 2. What does your manual actually require? Not what the pump suggests, not what your brother-in-law swears by. Find the fuel page in your owner's manual and read the exact word. Recommended means regular is fine, and premium is a donation to the oil company. Required means premium, no shortcuts. Get this wrong in one direction and you burn $10 a tank for nothing. Get it wrong in the other and you risk real engine knock. The word is right there in the book. Free. Check 3. Watch the volume and the price gap. Buy where the pumps are busy and the fuel turns over fast, because fresh top-tier fuel beats stale anything. And every time you fill up, glance at the spread between regular and premium. If your car takes regular, that entire gap is money you get to keep. Do the math once. 60 cents a gallon over a year of driving is often $300 to $400. Run those 3 checks and something changes for good. You stop being a driver who guesses at the pump and hopes the big logo is looking out for you. You become a buyer who already knows before the nozzle ever comes off the hook whether this fuel is a gold mine or a gamble. Nobody upsells a person like that. Now, back to the list, because number 6 is the one they stack right at the register to catch you on the way out. Number 6, the octane boosters and fuel system cleaner bottles at the counter. You know, the ones, bright bottles promising more power, a cleaner engine, restored performance for $8, $10, $15 a pop. The impulse buy right by the chips. Most people think these bottles are a cheap insurance policy. What's actually happening is that if you're already running top-tier gasoline, you are paying a second time for detergent you're getting in every single tank. Remember, the whole point of top tier is that the heavy-duty cleaning additive is already in the fuel. Chevron builds its Techron cleaning agent right into its gas. Shell builds its nitrogen-enriched detergent right into its gas. You don't need to squirt a bottle of the same idea on top of it. And that little octane booster bottle, it cannot turn regular into premium in any meaningful way. The octane bump from one bottle in a full tank is tiny, a rounding error, nothing close to jumping a full grade. If your engine truly needs premium, buy premium. A $10 bottle is not a substitute. It's a souvenir. There's one narrow exception I'll give you, because honesty is the whole job. If you've got an older, high-mileage engine that's been fed cheap, non-top tier gas for years, a single dedicated fuel system cleaning with a quality product can genuinely help clear built-up deposits once as a cleanup, not as a monthly religion. My verdict, skip the register bottles as a habit, fix the fuel you buy instead, and you'll never need them. Number 7, the last one I'd avoid, the dead quiet single pump station out on the edge of nowhere with one faded pump and no cars. I know it feels responsible to top off when you see it, But a station that sells almost no fuel has gas sitting in its underground tank for a long time. Here's the mechanism. Nobody explains. Almost all of our regular gasoline now contains ethanol, usually around 10%. Ethanol loves water. It pulls moisture right out of the air into the tank over time, and in a low-volume tank that barely gets refilled, that water can separate out and sit at the bottom right where the pump draws from. Pump that, and you get rough, running, stalling, and in the worst case, a genuine repair. This isn't about brand at all. It's about turnover. A stale tank of famous brand fuel is worse than a fresh tank of a good discount brand. Buy where the fuel moves. So that's the 7 I'd steer my own family away from. Now let me flip it, because the 3 that are actually worth your money are where you win the money back. Starting with the cleaning agent that earned its reputation the hard way. Worth it. Number 1, Chevron and Texaco. And here's a piece of the puzzle most drivers never connect. Chevron owns the Texaco brand. So that famous Texaco star is pouring Chevron's fuel program. Both carry Chevron's Techron additive, and Techron is one of the most independently respected detergent packages in the entire fuel business. It's not marketing fluff. It's the real reason these fuels consistently pass the toughest deposit test. This is a true top-tier fuel done right. The one caution I'll give you, so you don't overpay even here, is the same lesson from the very start of this video. Buy Chevron or Texaco regular if your car takes regular. Their fuel program protects your engine at every grade, so you do not need to buy their premium to get the good detergent. The cleaning package is in all of it. Get the certified fuel, skip the octane you don't need, and this is money well spent. Worth it? Number 2, Quick Trip and Quick Trip. 2 different companies, similar spelling, and both absolute value champions. These are the busy, bright, high-volume stations, and here's why that combination is so powerful. They are top-tier certified, so you're getting the heavy detergent, and they move enormous volumes of fuel, so it's always fresh, and their prices are usually among the lowest in town, because fuel is the hook that drags you inside to spend on everything else. That's the sweet spot I keep pointing you toward. Certified detergent, fresh fuel, low price, all 3 checks passing at once. Most people assume that the cheapest busy station in town must be cutting a corner somewhere. What's actually happening is the exact reverse. The corner they cut is their own profit margin on the gas to win your loyalty for the coffee and the snacks. You get the engine protection of a premium program at a discount price. When one of these is near me, it's where I fill up, no hesitation. And that leads me to my 3rd pick, the one that breaks every pattern in this video, because it has no oil giant standing behind it at all. Worth it. Number 3, Costco and its Kirkland Signature Fuel. This is the honest entry. So let me tell you exactly what it is and what it isn't. Costco doesn't own refineries. It doesn't have a century-old fuel pedigree like ExxonMobil or a legendary additive lab like Chevron. What Costco does is buy that same commodity-based fuel from the same terminals as everyone else, then inject its own additive package to meet the top-tier standard and sell it at razor-thin margins to keep members coming back. Now, the real weakness is because you deserve them straight. You need a paid membership just to buy the gas. So if you're not already a member, the fuel alone rarely justifies the fee. The lines can be long, sometimes painfully long at peak hours. The locations are limited, so it's useless to you on a road trip through open country. And you can only fill up during warehouse hours. Those are genuine trade-offs, and for some of you, they'll be deal breakers. But here's the reframe. If you're already a member walking in for groceries anyway, Costco fuel is very often the cheapest top-tier gasoline in the entire area, and it moves so fast that it's always fresh. Certified detergent, rock-bottom price, high turnover. That's all 3 checks passing from a brand with no oil dynasty behind it, which is exactly why I trust it. It doesn't need a famous badge to be good. It just quietly clears the bar the badge is supposed to guarantee. And that right there is the whole skill I want to leave you with. A gold mine isn't the fanciest logo, and a trap isn't always the cheapest sign. A gold mine is any fuel that passes the checks. A trap is any fuel that fails them while charging you like it passed. Now, if you're sitting there thinking, Look, I always just buy the cheapest gas I can find, and my car runs fine. So this doesn't apply to me. I want you to stay right here because this next part is built for the exact car in your driveway today. Cheap does not have to mean risky. The entire point is that you can buy cheap and buy smart at the same time. Here's the one thing you can do this week. No shop, no tools, no money. Pull that free top tier list up on your phone and check the 3 stations you actually use. Just 3. The one by your house, the one by your work, the one by the highway you take. Find out today which of your regular stops are certified and which are quietly feeding you the federal minimum. Then open your glove box, find the fuel page, and read whether your car says recommended or required. 10 minutes total. That's the difference between guessing for another decade and knowing for the rest of the time you own that car. Because here's what really just happened. You took back money and leverage that was being quietly lifted off you at the pump, 60 cents a gallon at a time, one tank you didn't need to upgrade, one certification nobody bothered to explain. That adds up to real hundreds of dollars a year and a cleaner engine at the end of it. You're not the kind of driver who keeps paying the badge tax for your own ignorance. You keep your cars a long time, you make them last, and you refuse to be fleeced for the privilege. That's exactly who these checks are built for. Now, here's the next trap waiting for you, and it's a big one. The moment your engine light flickers or your mileage dips, a service writer is going to try to sell you a fuel system cleaning service for $150, even $200, a service that in many cases does little more than what good top tier gas already does for pennies a tank. If you've already been quoted for one of those, tell me in the comments. I want to see how high they went. And subscribe, because that dealership fuel service scam is the exact video I'm breaking down next, and you do not want to walk into that bay unarmed. And before you go, do me one favor. Tell me in the comments, which of these is in your tank right this minute? The Chevron, the Quick Trip, the Costco, the Sam's Club, the 7-Eleven, or that quiet little no-name on the corner? Name it, and I'll tell you straight whether you're sitting on a gold mine or a gamble. I'm not done yet. What you got here was the overview, but the deeper version where I run those same fuel checks on every brand near you that's waiting inside my membership, The Honest Garage. In there, you ask me your own question, and a real person, me, answers you myself. And you won't be alone. Smart drivers like you are already inside. Just point your phone's camera at the code on screen, and you can cancel anytime. Now, before you fill up again, let me help you protect that engine even further. The next video shows you which fuel injector cleaners quietly harm your car and the few you can truly trust. It's starting right here.